Hey guys, I thought it might be useful to walk through some of these questions together, so you can kind of check your work or check your thinking or whatever. So I'm going to dive into a couple of them. We'll see how far we get. First of all, in number 1, I want to isolate my radical. In other words, I want to get the radical alone. And so to do that, my best option is going to be to divide that 2 out of there on both sides. Because then I've just got the square root of x plus 4 equals, doesn't equal 4 anymore, sorry guys, equals 2. And then, after I do that, then I can cancel the radical. And since this one's just a square root, I just square it. Now, when I actually do my squaring, the square root and the squared cancel. And I'm left right here with x plus 4 equals 4. And then I finish by solving what I now have left. And this one turns out kind of boring. X equals 0. Okay, so there's our first question. If we keep kind of going through, let's look at the next one. Our radical here is already alone. Whoops, let's do some scrolling and see if that makes our life a little easier. Radical is alone, which is great. We are very happy to hear that, because then we can immediately go into the part where we use an exponent to cancel. So since it's to the third, or to the 1/3, I'm going to use a 3, and then I'm going to use a 3 on the other side too. Okay? And when I do that, x plus 1 is all that's left, equals 27. And then I subtract the 1 from both sides, and x equals 26. Okay? Now, as we build to this next question, again, I would say isolate the radical, but since there's radicals on both sides, that makes this a little bit more complicated. So we're just going to have to start right away. Thankfully, they're both like this. And so we can use raise up to the 3rd power and then just keep going from there. Okay, so this 3 to the 3rd is 27. And the cubed root to the 3rd just gives me x equals 7x plus 5. And then that cancels out. Or sorry, that radical over here cancels out. When I take this 3rd to the 3rd, they cancel each other out. Now I can continue solving. Subtract 7x, subtract 7x, 20x equals 5. And if I divide both sides by 20, yes, I get a fraction. Yes, that's okay. X equals 0.25. Okay, I feel like we're doing well. Let me check and see how we're at on that side. So as we kind of keep diving in here, let's take a look at number 4. So in number 4, remember, we want to isolate the radical to kick things off. So the very first thing we're going to do is get that -5 out of here. Okay. So now I've got my cubed root, 4x plus 1 equals 5. Now that I've gotten my radical alone, now I bust out the exponent and raise both sides to the 3rd. 4x plus 1 equals 125. That gets a little large, but we're okay with that. We're feeling good. We're going to subtract 1. 4x equals 124. This one's kind of a long one, but it's a good one. Divide both sides by 4. And x equals 31. Maybe. Oops, there we go. X equals 31. Okay. 2 left. Oops, that was weird. Why is it going the wrong way? That's oddly backwards. But here we go. Okay, we're looking at number 5. In number 5, we've got some issues because we've got our radical, but it's not been isolated yet. To get it alone, we got to add 4 to both sides. And then this is about to get a little bit crazy in the sense that now that we've got the radical on, we are going to raise both sides to the reciprocal. So 1, 4, and 4, because they are reciprocals, cancel each other out. So now, I don't actually know what 7 to the 4th is. So let me grab a calculator and figure that out quick.
Happy to help.
Okay, so yep, I straight up just asked Google and landed here. Subtract 1 from both sides. It's kind of weird to have this giant number and then just take only 1 away, but that's okay. 2x equals 2400. And if we divide both sides by 2, x equals 1200. Okay? So definitely a weird one because it gets really, really big, but all good things, all good things. The very last question that we're working on here. The radical, totally isolated. We feel good about that. It's alone. And since it's alone, we can immediately dive into our step of exponentiating the x, right? So we have raising to the 3rd. We have x squared plus 3 equals 27. And from there, we're going to subtract 3. X squared equals 24. And then this is a weird one. Since it's x squared, we got to finish with a square root. I won't normally ask you about these, but this is kind of a unique situation. So we're going to take the square root, and x equals square root 24. Not really sure what that is off the top of my head either, but I'm going to feel good about that, especially because this is kind of a weird one. So hopefully that was helpful for you to see each one of those done. If you are still stuck, ask for help.